Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? My name's Ed Piskor. Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Cartoonist Kayfabe. The Manga Quest crew has gotten back together. We were planning on doing these streams more routinely, and I think we're en route to doing that. We're also playing around with some new software, so I need to see how the bells and whistles work here. But without further ado, let me introduce B. Brian Moss, man, one of the killer bees, who was one of the
I love the effects.
I don't know how that worked. Like this is like we're testing some new shit out.
That was awesome.
Let's bring DJ Scheme Richards into the mixture as well.
What up? What up?
Now, you guys, I feel like you guys got some new stuff that came out, dropped, and is on the horizon. Brian with that Desert Decay, and Scheme, you'd had the Tarantino tapes, but I know there was some other stuff going on.
Yeah, the Tarantino tapes, the Heroes 2, Ray and Ghost Chronicle tapes. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to keep busy. You know how me and Moss do, you know.
Yeah, man.
We got to work for a living.
Right, always.
Totally, man. So, guys, it's good to be back with you gentlemen. And I don't know about you, man, but I'm already itching to get back to the land of the rising sun.
Most definitely.
Totally.
We're gonna go international with this kayfabe session, man, because I just saw our homeboy Aki Yanagi live from the land of the rising
Aki,
sun.
The birthday twin. What's good, bro?
Hey, sleepy.
9 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm bad at mornings. Good to see you guys.
Awesome to see you, Aki. And we got potentially one more fella on the horizon, man. We got Alika who's going to join us, hopefully. And the cool thing about that is it was Alika's first trip to Tokyo when we went there last time. So we want to show off all of his bounty and stuff. How is it out there, Aki, man? I see you got that tassel cap on. Is it cold?
No, I haven't been to the barber for like a month, so I'm just hiding that. So.
Oh man, you're a handsome dude. You don't need to be hiding none of that shit.
You're the only guy who says that. even my wife doesn't say that. So.
Yeah, go call her, man. Go bring her on the air, man. We'll set things correct.
No, so she only speaks French, so.
Oh, she doesn't speak English?
No, she doesn't speak English at all. No.
We'll get Uncle Jeff to tell her what's up.
Yeah, that'll be good. I mean, she actually hates American culture, so.
Oh my goodness.
I don't blame her.
So worry, I don't like French culture, so we're even.
Opposites attract, they say. So check this out, man.
How are you guys? So yeah.
It's good to see you, Aki. I miss you like crazy.
Yeah, same here, man.
And we need to. Well, we need to conspire and figure out how to get our asses back out there sooner than later.
Yeah, always ready, guys.
Yeah. So the name of this video, man, is about the Junji Ito exhibition that's forthcoming. That's going to be in Tokyo. One of the routine things that usually happens whenever I start to get itching for a trip is I hit up Aki, and Aki's like gives me the scoop on what the fresh art shows are that are going to be out there. All right, man, check it out. We got Alika from Maui Comics in the house.
Alika, what's up, bro?
The gang's all here.
What's up?
Let me see here. What do we got here? I'm just playing with some buttons.
Ed on the turntables.
Checking this good shit out.
Scheme, move over.
Right? Let him take over.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Whenever I
over it. Oh, wait, wrong.
What time is it there, Alika?
It's 2 in the afternoon.
Cool.
That's crazy, man. So Aki's my guy and always gives me the scoop on the art shows that are going to be going down whenever we're heading out to Tokyo. So my thinking is I have this art show that's getting set up. It's going to go live on April 6th. And then, of course, you have tax time. That's like April 16th or whatever. Sometime after that is when I feel like the next round has to be. And it's April 27th, I believe, when that Junji Ito exhibition is going down. Is that right, Aki?
Yes, sir.
And it's going into September.
Yeah.
Do you know what the
Uh,
venue is? And have
It's
you
called
ever been there?
I sent you the link. Can you see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
Well, it's in Japanese, but it's at the Setagaya Bungakukan. I
Nice.
forgot where it's a little. What do you call it? It's still in Tokyo, but it's really in the neighborhood. Nothing else around there. So,
Right.
but
That's cool.
it's a quite nice venue. Yeah.
Is it the size of the where we saw Fist of the North Star, or is it?
It's not that big. It's not that big. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Do you know how many pieces?
I have no idea, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not like that big, but still they can like display. I don't know, like 100, 200 originals. So
Right, which is going to
but
be.
they haven't. Yeah, they haven't announced the details yet. So.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm interested in checking that stuff out. When we went on our last quest, it was Alika's very, very first time to Japan.
Yep.
And
Thank you so much for showing me around, man.
there was some trepidation to start. You were a little nervous at times,
yeah.
man. And then,
Was.
we had a couple of phone conversations, and then we hit the ground running when you got there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, the first day. I mean, the half day. So we left my son there. He was trying to get rid of his jet lag, and we ran around. We tried to find Scheme's show. We were like standing right under it or over it. I forget what happened, but we were on the street, like right outside of it, and couldn't find it for the life of us. So then we gave up and just wandered around Shibuya. But thank you so much, Ed, for really welcoming me in style, because I was lost. Like the first 2 weeks leading up to going to the trip, I was freaking out. Like I started texting you more often. If you noticed, I was like, but you guys helped me out so big. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys.
How long were you there, Alika?
I think it was 8 or 9 days.
And I feel like we jam-packed that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, it felt a lot longer than that. Like by the time I was there, it felt like I had like lived a full month there or something, man. And the amount of stuff we got in, and I don't know if anybody ever brings up your cardio, Ed, but you got some legs, bro. You can.
Alika, I call that the Pittsburgh calf. They have like hills and mountains there to walk everywhere. They all have calves like that. They're like bulging Rod Liefeld calves.
If you ever catch Ed Shorts, his calves are probably like perfect squares with right angles.
You give me a lot of credit, man. Now that I turned 40 and we have these winters and stuff, man, it's like that metabolism slows down. I'm gonna have to,
really
do some extra grinding.
Does it really?
Huh?
Over the winters?
Shit. So the gang's all here, man. Aki was the dude that hooked us up with a lot of the like Fist of the North Star stuff. We went shopping a bunch. Aki's a translator for Marvel Comics. Whenever hey Aki, do you do the both ways? Like, do you like? I know you translated Takashi Okazaki's Star Wars comic for English. Do you also take English comics and translate them into Japanese?
Well, that's more like the main thing that I do, but that never comes out because, like, one of the artists that I work for is Gurihiru, and they get the script in English, but they can't read English, so I translate personally for that. So, and I've been doing that for the past, I don't know, like 10, 20 years. So, but those translation never comes out public. So,
right,
that's more like the main stuff. And I'm recently translating another book for Gurihiru, which is like 200 pages, and it's a real pain. So,
wow.
That's good work, man. That's steady income for a little while, huh?
Yeah, should be.
So I thought one of the things that would be pretty fun when we did our last stream, Brian showed off a bunch of stuff. Scheme showed off a bunch of what he had, and we haven't gone through Alika's bounty at all. So I thought, well, we got the man on the hook. Let's go through some of that shit, man.
How you guys feel about turtle porn?
Oh man.
Nah.
I heard you guys talking about when we were in Mandarake, and they like what was your friend's name who manages over there?
Katsuya.
Katsuya, he told the girls at the counter, he was like, "Oh, can you point this gentleman to the turtle dojinshi?" And Ed was saying the looks that they were giving behind my back was just like classic.
Well, we talked about a little bit last stream. It was you never see people emote, like none of the employees and stuff. Everybody's very helpful and very stoic.
Yeah.
But the girl who was running the counter at Mandarake, she didn't know I was with you, and I was standing next to Katsuya. So her back was to you, and she looked at Katsuya and was like, "Who is this mother effer, man?" So like, dude, you got there, and how much is that?
Man. And the funny thing is, as soon as she showed me where the shelf is, I basically just cleared the whole thing out. And I didn't want to spend too much the first day, so I found like a small handful of the least gay Ninja Turtles dojinshi, and I put those back on the shelf. I was like,
smart man.
And but I
didn't get caught in the airport.
But by the end of the trip, we went back to that Mandarake, so I took what was left on the shelf too, so I got it all. I got absolutely everything they had on the shelf. So I love being a turtle.
Aw.
Hold it a little higher, man.
This one's pretty honest right here.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't bury any leads.
Yeah, there's some. You can definitely tell what's in most of these books. Just
When
right
you see that R18, like
yeah,
that's the adults only shit.
he took that to the face.
Yeah, that's a green pie.
So I got it all. I cleared the whole shelf. Let me see if I'm missing a couple.
Alika, have you went through all those yet?
I cracked some of the more obvious ones, but I haven't gone through all of them yet.
Yeah, it probably gets exhausting pretty quickly.
Yeah, and some of them are sealed, so as a collector, it's like I'll save those for
Right.
last, right?
Yeah.
When I'm really hard up for some turtle porn, I'll bust it.
Aki, can you explain to the English speaking audience a little bit how dojinshi culture works? That like the gray zone of how it works.
Yeah, I mean, dojinshi is more like it's not just self-publication or zines. It's more like a fan base work. So it's not official, of course, and there's a way to get away with making those stuff, and that's what like some people might have heard about Comiket. That's not a buy and sell event. It's more like, okay, like I'm a fan of your work. Can I like donate for what you have done, kind of thing? That's how it works usually. So
Right.
okay, so Dojin is like a gathering of people with the same kind of thinking, and the word actually was used for literature back in the days. And so like, I want to show some of my novels or poets back in the like maybe even before World War II or even back more, and then hey, like we have the same philosophy, so why not gather and make a book, a self-publishing book? It's not like published from a publisher, and put it out so that we can have our work shown. That was like the first thing that happened, and that was a meaning for dojin. And dojin, she means like like magazine or book, but it's not like a published book, So
Right.
it's more like gathering. Well, like you have like 200,000 nerds coming in like 3 days in Tokyo, but they're basically. But a lot of people have forgotten that it's more like an amateur thing or like a like indie thing. So people kind of misunderstand the culture of dojin or dojinshi. But usually it's more like okay, it's like we're all like pals and like we just do what we want to do. So that's why they're able to be in the gray zone, so that it's not like okay, we got officially licensed and we can do that. So
Right.
so it's like it's not, of course. I mean unless you want to go over to Kevin Eastman and say, can I like draw like two heads of turtles on the top and on the bottom kind of thing, you know? But I don't think he's not gonna.
That's not happening
do
anytime
that,
soon.
So, and a lot of this culture grew, it's especially from the 70s between women. And so that's why there's a lot of what we call BL, like boys love.
Right.
Like, and if you think of, well, it's really a prohibited porn, if you think about if they're teenagers, even if they're turtles. So
Right. Yeah, totally, man. And
Yeah.
whenever we do go to these, like the Mandarake or whatever, and we hit the Dojinshi floor, we are the only dudes there.
hmm
And it
Yeah.
is a bit of a spectacle, especially with
Mhm.
this crew that we have amassed right here, because I feel like everybody's at least 6 foot tall or better. So now we're all tall as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm the shortest of the crew at 6'2". So it's these giants like looking for Winter Soldier Dojinshis and
Yeah.
like just the most ridiculous nerdy stuff.
Yeah, there's no being
like,
discreet for our crew when we're out there.
So Alika, what else you got, man?
Well, so I picked up the books that, and thank you guys for putting me on some great stuff. From Sean Koenji, Japan Book Hunter. I saw everybody picking this up at Nakano Broadway, so I went back and I got one. But Suburban Hell, which when you guys were describing this guy's work, and clearly the work of somebody who's pretty. I'm trying to find something that's okay to show on screen, but like he's and he switches it up, on every few pages, so it's very interesting just to look at,
Oh yeah.
Got that degraded VHS effect going on with his pencil marks.
Yeah, that was the one that Koenji Sean put into my hand. It was like, you're the Red Room guy, like you have to have this comic. And it's so there's so much mania, so much pencil mileage per each drawing.
It is, man.
Hyper
that's why
detailed.
it's a feast for the eyes. Like if you like that stuff and you can just kind of zone in and brain out on the images, there's some good ball gag action going on. So another one, this one is from watching you in Scheme. So I was like a fly on the wall, kind of just following you guys around, like just sticking to your ass the whole time, trying to learn about stuff. But this is another one that I'm grateful that I followed you guys on, is Maruo.
Yeah.
I didn't get the one that had the nuns with guns on the cover, which is obviously one of the dopest covers ever. But this book, upon scanning through, and I'm pretty sure Japan Book Hunter still has a bunch of these, but this book is just so beautiful, and the I think this is like a German reprinting or something, because the cover has German on it, but there's some really graphic stuff in here. You wouldn't think, like, it's just such a contrast because the line work is so clean and clearly, very meticulous, but there's some stuff in here that's just absolutely shocking to the senses, and I can't even show it on the screen.
Yeah, that's Maruo for you, man. There was an art show when we were out there. It wasn't going on while you were in town, Alika. It sort of went down like a week and a half later.
I was jealous you guys got to go check that out, man.
It was pretty dope, and it was like right in like a basement gallery. There was 15 pieces. It was so low key, and it felt right.
You guys introduced me to instant favorites, and I like, of course, I'm new to this, so everybody watching this is like, who knows manga, is like, give me the well actually, and but these were instant favorites when I saw them, and I got Japan Book Hunter put me on some Hideshi Hino.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
great stuff. And he said doesn't really do sci-fi too much, and I love when strangers to the medium go sci-fi. He's more of a body horror guy, so I was really interested in picking that one up. So that was the Hino stuff, and this he turned me on to. This will probably get censored in Japan, right? Because doesn't this mean like something very obscene? But this is
what's that say, Aki?
It's called mankasu. I think man's more like for manga, but if you can put a KO after the man, that's the part of the woman, and and the costume is like trash. So it's like trash manga from Gataro, Mangataro, one of my favorites
Mangataro.
too. So yeah.
So yeah, and that I'm so grateful that Sean Japan Book Hunter put me on. I can't show any pages from this, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that he debuted in Weekly Shonen Jump.
Really?
Do you know around what years, Aki, that would have went down?
Who was it? I think it was in the late 80s. So, like maybe when you had Slam Dunk, you could also read this guy's manga on the same pages of Weekly Jump.
What surprised me about Gotaro is that because Sean was showing me all this crazy, shocking stuff, and I was like, "That's what I want. I want to read all. I want to check this stuff out. This guy's on the edge, you know." And they did like a feel-good baseball movie based on one of his manga that was like a baseball team and whatever, and it's completely like not not fringe or out there. It was like a big hit, and he's like a beloved character. When we were out there, he just dropped like a children's illustrated book too. Like
that is so funny.
Yeah. So I go to ask the clerk because I wanted the art book that had all the really obscene stuff in it. And I go up to the clerk and I was like, "Do you have any Mankata Gataro?" And he points over to the rack and it's like a children's book. So I was in the Twilight Zone. I was like, I just discovered this great guy and he's like family friendly too.
Yeah, like kids like like doo-doos and stuff like that, those kind of gags too. So
yeah, like
he goes both ways.
In Sean's words, a lot of pee-pee and poo-poo, and that was like, that was my green flag. I was there.
Right.
That's super fun, man. Now, Alika Seki runs, as you could see by his little name placard, Maui Comics. Awesome store in Maui, Hawaii.
Thank you, man.
And Aki, when we head back to Tokyo, man, and we see you again, I would like to come bearing gifts. So I am curious what kind of American comics you
man,
you sort of are missing out on.
I'll send it to you, man. Just let me know. I'm so grateful to you, Aki. Thank you for putting up with me on the last couple of days because I was like hunting for this impossible mochi stuff and you were like humoring me and pointing me in the right direction. So I appreciate that.
Well, but there's one particular book that I'm looking for.
Sure.
And I'm still looking for Warren Ellis's Authority. I think they had like a hardcover version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely pay for it if you can find it. I know
don't worry. I'll find it
book.
for you and I'll get it to you, man. No worries.
I know it's a little old book, but I mean, it's still one of my favorite comic books.
Aki, they have like 2 or 3 volumes of it. Did they consolidate it in the hardcover?
Yeah, I think they collected all of the Brian Hitch run, which is the best.
That's what you want. Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I'm not much of a fan of Mark Millar anymore. So
yeah, I know I have the floppy, like the single issues.
No, I have the floppies. I have the floppies.
You want that hardcover?
I just want the big ones. I just want it in a hardcover because Hitch's work is worth that. And one of the things that's great about comic books in the U.S. is that if they have good art, they make bigger collections. Bigger size, giant sizes, and giant pages. And I just want to see some of his super spectacular, crazy spreads on a bigger page,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be happy to get you that. I know you guys also went over the Fist of the North Star exhibit, but that was just mind blowing, incredible.
Yeah, speak on it, man.
No, I didn't know at the end that they would have the art books available that had like pretty much all the original art from the exhibition there.
Right.
I was going through because I was told that you're not supposed to take pictures at Japanese art exhibitions, and this one was like a free for all. You're allowed to take pictures everywhere. So I was like walking through, snapping pictures of everything, and not necessarily living in the moment like I should have. Whereas Ed guys are taking their time and like really savoring the art and stuff, and I'm like trying to take it all in because I don't think I'll ever get to see it again. But thankfully, they had these art books, and these are amazing. I'm glad I picked this up. Got some for some friends too, and that was a really good experience. I picked up. They had the commemorative magazine in the lobby, but I kept my show ticket. I'm a pack rat. I'm a very sentimental guy, so
Yeah.
And I didn't even open the two.
Yeah.
I know you guys opened them on your last stream here. Maybe I'll open one just to.
Yo, I didn't even
on
open
camera.
Don't open it. Don't open it.
Don't open it?
Mine. I didn't even open mine yet.
I got two. My son got one.
Open it for do it for the channel. Let's see it.
All right, I got one. I'm gonna open one. Let's see what I got. Yeah,
That's awesome.
these are dope, man.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a great
sick.
exhibition. I love how they put that together. That was like.
I'm refusing to open mines. I'm refusing.
Well, I still got one sealed. So.
Well,
right.
it's funny because the impact of that exhibition, I keep this at my light box to like always remind me to like, it's like this is the standard,
Right.
So
I
I keep it on deck.
I almost picked a few of those up. That was really awesome that they had those prints of the original scans from the artwork.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that they did that because that's like, in art, usually they're going to pack it into a book, but to make it itemized like that is, you could call it a print, obviously, but it's like you're getting like the scan in the same size. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The art.
Exactly.
It's like it's a little bit more special than just a print,
Right.
And just so we don't have to linger on me too more, I just have a couple more pieces I got. So on Ed's Rec, and this is going to be a tradition for me now when I go to Japan. This is a good way to do a souvenir there. Is I picked up the Shonen Jump that was out that week, which had the rough One Piece, the pencils only One Piece.
Right.
So that's a good souvenir I got. And actually, every time I go to Japan now, I'm just going to make a habit of picking up the Jump that was out when I'm there.
Yeah, that's
the move.
That's a dope idea to do that. Just to be like, you know what? When somebody asks you in the future, like, what month, what week did you go to Japan in 1985? You can be like, oh,
right.
You got the citation.
This is
it's a good bookmarker,
It is.
Like and Jump is like the perfect. It captures the time too,
right?
So it's like
Yes.
It's a good time capsule.
So yeah, speaking of Jump, I just sent the link with a cover that had a Manga Taro on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and looks like when Manga Taro was around on Weekly Jump, there was a Slam Dunk and also Dragon Ball at the same time. If you can see the link.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year would that have been, Aki?
That was like 1990, late 1990.
Wow.
So
I always thought Slam Dunk was
next-
newer than that.
Yeah, and so they had City Hunter and stuff like that too. So
Interesting.
and Tetsuo Hara was doing the samurai manga after Dragon Ball, which is also one of my favorite manga. So maybe next time when you're around, it'll be nice to search for that too at Mandarake or wherever like an old secondhand bookstore you can find. It captures, like Alika said, the timing of what they had, and it's always nice to see the advertisement in the magazine too, to see and capture.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a Jump in the 1980s, at the back cover, there's like an ad for like a cassette tape player and stuff like that. So,
Right.
And you have to start, telling like the teenagers like what a cassette tape is from the scratch. So.
Yeah, Alika and Scheme, you guys split before we connected with Aki, and he took us into the cut to go book shopping and stuff in Kichijoji, I believe.
Yes.
And there's a lot of cool shops over in that area. We ended up getting a ton of cool shit.
Yeah.
And it was weird. Like there was that one, B Moss, man. Remember there was that one bookstore where you got the hard.
I don't know where you're going. Go ahead.
Yeah, you had like a phone book.
Yeah, it was like 5 pounds of books, but those little kid books were right next to magazines where ladies were having sex with dogs, and it was just regular. It was just like
no big
an
deal.
average day at the newsstand, man.
But you know what? I like that. It's just regular. I like
Yeah.
that.
Regular, yeah. There's no
big
taboo
deal.
to it. I didn't even understand what I like. Mossy was like, "Yo, Ed, check this out," and I was staring at it for like 30 seconds, like, I don't even know what that is. This Star Wars or something? And then I'm like, oh, it had to like, it was like a when you went on the internet in 1993 and the JPEG has to like process, like my brain was like that, like, huh? And then like,
Sensei, does the word butter dog?
what's that?
Do you know what the meaning for the word butter dog is?
No, I never heard that.
So, I you know, back in the days, especially porn wise, the ladies will put butter on their
Oh my goodness.
vagina,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then rest you can, you know,
Yeah.
imagine what happens. But
We-
that's like, you know, like a
Well, look,
What's
I
it
mean,
called?
but that just shows how
Japan, yeah.
culturally similar Japan
Yeah.
and America are, because we do that with peanut butter here in the States.
I see.
Oh my
So it
goodness.
has to
What
be
are
a
we
peanut
doing?
butter
What are we
dog.
doing?
Okay.
What are we
Or a
doing?
skip dog? I don't know.
Alika, what else you got, man?
Sorry, man.
So when we went to the temple to see the big Buddha, thank you for
Yes.
to your girl Rachel, Brian.
Yeah, for sure.
that shot.
Totally, yeah. Those are great
yeah.
memories with the Polaroids.
They are awesome.
That's
But
so
I
cool.
picked up the Buddhist comic, which is pretty much just like a Buddhist chick track. Like, it's just like all the damnation and all the suffering you'll incur.
Yeah.
Did you get that at the temple?
I
Yeah.
did. The
What?
cover was eye catching enough, and then I flipped through
That's
it and it showed a
awesome.
bunch of like torture and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is like a Buddhist chick track.
That's awesome. I would have got that.
Yeah, it was at the like the gift shop. You remember there was like that
yeah,
little
I was too pooped. I was just sitting out absorbing the vibe. I should have went in there and because I would have got that.
Yeah, that was the thing where you know, it was like Alika's last day, and I'm like, you know, we should do one cultural thing that ain't just nerd shit.
You
Like
have to.
we should take a little day trip, get
Well,
out of the city proper.
It was still a little nerdy. You know, we found some
It was-
comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely nerdy. I mean, listen, a fish gonna swim, right? Like
Yeah.
Right.
wherever we go, we're gonna find the comics.
But
Right.
you got to do the cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Speaking of cultural things, also very grateful for you guys bringing us to Godzilla -1. I didn't even know what a monster this movie was going to be, and what an experience it would be to see it opening maybe the second week it was open at the Toho Cinema with you guys. The theater was still packed. It was like week 2 on the release. There's no subtitles. There's no dub. We're watching the movie in Japanese, and still amazing movie. It was like so good. Such a good movie.
Okay. Real quick, controversial question. Aki, has your opinion changed about the film, or have you seen it?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Man.
What?
No. I'm really coming out honestly. I can't go to the movie theaters. I'm having a little bit of a mental problem right now.
I
So
understand.
it's hard for me to go to the movie theaters right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Understandable, man.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you guys. Did you guys catch it on here on the mainland with subtitles yet?
Not yet.
No, I don't want to ruin the experience, man.
That's disrespectful.
It's so
Just
it
funny we
was-
all have the same exact answer. We're like, no.
it was such a good experience with us, and like I don't feel like I need to add anything to it.
Right.
And I don't know, but BMOS might have not been as enthralled as we were, because he kind of
Why you say that, Alika?
I don't know. It sounded like somebody was cutting logs in the theater, man.
So, Alika, you were pretty far away from me. Could
No,
you
he was
still
just right in
hear-
front of you.
He was like down to the right. So Scheme was down to the left. And so I was by proxy, it's a little closer. But Ed, you were the closest. So I don't know if like Alika got hit with the snooze.
Oh no, I definitely.
I think the whole theater got hit with the snooze.
I ruined
You
the
know what's
movie
funny?
for everyone.
Is because it is difficult to stick with a movie, especially when there's like a lot of personal drama in it. The actors were great and they were keeping us going, but there was a point where we were in the thick of the drama and there wasn't a lot of action going on. And so I was starting to nod off because it was a long day. We walked around all day. We were like, that was a full day before we went to see that movie. And my eyelids were getting heavy, and then all of a sudden I hear, and I was like, whoa. And my son looks back at me because he thought it was me.
Yeah, we were all looking at everybody, man. Scheme was directly in front of me, like at the front of our kind of aisle, and then I saw his head moving and stuff. So I'm like, okay, he isn't the dude that's crashed out. Now I was sitting there watching a movie like this because I was getting super cozy and
it's
shit.
funny because all the people in my role kind of giggled when it happened too.
Yeah.
Because I did a little jump because I was like nodding off too.
Right. No, totally.
I gotta be honest though, like it's really hard for me to stay awake in movies in general now.
It's relaxing.
It's too relaxing. The movie can be great, but like at some point I get a 5-minute disco nap in. At some point. Like always. You know, and then I wake up like nothing ever happened, and it's just like that hard. And after walking around all day like we did, you know, and what did we catch? Like the 8 o'clock movie or something?
No, it was 5:20.
What? Really?
It was early.
Oh man, it felt late.
Yo, well, you know what? Because it was dark outside.
It was dark outside. And we were
I'm
on
going
it.
Scheme on this one. Scheme, yeah, it was like 9 p.m., bro.
I mean, after the movie, I'm sure we all went back to the cribs and crashed.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what we all did. Because like even up to that point, I think Alika, you were in Tokyo for like probably 3 days then.
Yeah.
But you know, the very next day, like after we got there initially, I think we started at about 6. And then we connected with Danica. She's going to be on one of these streams with us probably the next time.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
dope.
Thinking.
She was good fun, man. That was awesome meeting her.
Yeah, she's just under the weather right now. So shouts to her.
Yep.
But you know, we connected with her that day, and then I think we got done eating dinner at like 11:30 that night, man. So we were on like 6 a.m. to 11:30 at night. You know, just
those Japan days are definitely long days.
They're very, and that's what I'm saying about Ed's cardio, man. Ed was like troop leader the whole time, like just setting the pace.
He was on his Leonardo.
I just wanted to make sure you saw some shit, Alika, man. I wanted you to see it all. Like you were there for such a limited time, and I wanted to get every single super important rad thing in.
It was, dude.
So at your expense of hurting your legs, Alika, like it wanted you to see everything. Expense.
But you know what? I'm grateful for that because you know I'm like that too. I want to get out there and I want to get to it, and you know, and we did it like that. That was awesome. The last thing I got is to do with you, Scheme, because you are an enabler. And I almost got away from Super Potato without buying anything, but I got the top loader Famicom because you know I only have the regular American Nintendo which can't play Famicom games, so I was gonna get an American top loader anyway which can play Famicom, but I figure while I'm in Japan I might as well just get it because it was a nice clean one with the nice dog bones and I picked up a bunch of games. Ed was nice enough to bring me to a book off that they actually had some pretty decent stuff. I think that's where I picked up the Fist of the North Star game. Now, I have just like such a sentimental attachment to Fist of the North Star because that exhibit was so great. And obviously had to get Mother 1 because Mother 2 is such a big deal here in the States. Scheme?
Yep.
This is going to really make you cringe, but me and Ed had like a back and forth with one of the clerks about Splatterhouse,
right?
CB Splatterhouse, and I ended up not getting it. Ed like stepped in and he actually like cock blocked the sale. I was about to fork over because the guy raised the price at the register, and Ed's like, no.
Oh, I remember you telling that. Yeah.
And Ed wouldn't stand for it, and then I was like, oh, I'm a punk because I was about to accept it, and then I was like, no, I don't want this. Like,
yeah.
You know, it was because Brian Moss like bought that big ticket item at first.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it was time for Alika to do his piece, and the guy like say the thing was $100.
Yeah.
And
that's what it was.
And then the guy was like, "Oh, this is the wrong price. It's $200."
Right.
Yeah, that's
like,
bullshit,
fuck that, man.
Like,
Yeah.
nah, not happening.
But it was instinct to me. I was just like, "Fuck that," and then I'm like, "This ain't even my business." And then I'm like, "Yo, Alika, you do your thing."
The thing is, you made the right call because I went home, and this is the part that you're gonna hate, Skeen, is I went on eBay. I went on eBay and I got it. I just love this box. This box is so.
No,
so
you did
fun.
it right.
Did you get? Does it have the stickers?
It doesn't have, and so they wanted 200 for theirs without the stickers. I mean, with the stickers. This without the stickers, I got it for like $75.
Yeah,
that's
easy.
sweet.
I don't need the stickers. Like, what am I gonna? You know,
you don't gotta trapper keeper.
whoa. You do need the stickers. Whoa, slow down. Whoa.
Yo, Steve.
No, you do need the stickers. But yeah, the 75. I would have done the same thing too. I would have let Ed do his thing and be like, nah, that's not the price. I would have gone home, jumped on eBay, grabbed it. But now you have to get the stickers because that's kind of like
put it this way. Put it this way. Now I have equity, right? I paid $75. There's $125 equity. I can spend up to $100 on the sticker sheet and not feel like a moron.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
But hopefully I'll find it for like $30 or $50, and then I really win.
Yeah, exactly. That's a win-win.
Aki spent some time doing a lot of writing and journalism for video game magazines. Aki, what are some of the Famicom titles that we need to get our hands on?
Yeah.
Wow. So everybody, I assume, has the Akira game, right?
Yep.
For Famicom.
No, I don't.
We saw one or two out there, right, Brian? You know
the one I got, it was only like the equivalent to like $25. But it was cased and everything. It was a nice copy.
Yeah, it's more like a point and click novel
it's
or
like
something.
a visual novel type. But that intro scene's really great, though. You know,
especially in the 8-bit.
Oh
yeah, it really holds up.
It looks awesome, actually.
Yeah.
And speaking of like beautiful art on the 8-bit, do you know the video game called Metal Slayer Glory?
No.
I'm
hardcore.
That's also like a text adventure game, but the graphic is beautiful.
And that's for Famicom?
Yes, Famicom. Yes.
I'm gonna have to hit all that. Because I want to have like a nice little Famicom library. So thanks for the tip.
I've been playing Kid Dracula lately.
Yeah. So here's that's dope. How much was that cart?
Dude, this thing was like the equivalent to like $12 or something. Maybe a little bit more, like 18, but it's pretty common.
So I got Mother. I got the what is that? Is this the Transformers? No.
No, that's
that's I think that's SD Gundam, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, they made the Gundam into chibi, and they did a lot of RPG kind of stuff for that. Yeah,
and then
it was huge for kids. Oh yeah,
Transformers platformer.
That's hard.
This is because I'm a big fan of Demon's Crest for Game Boy.
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize it was part of that franchise of the Ghouls and Ghosts and all that. But this is a cool Famicom game to have. More chibi Gundam stuff.
But that one, like, crazy. Look at it, it has Kamen Rider, it has Ultraman.
Yeah, it's like a tokusatsu party kind of.
Oh no, this is you do sumo with all these superheroes.
Wow,
that's cool.
And Dragon Ball, and Fist of the North Star.
Yeah,
but I had to pick up some games for it for sure.
I'm shocked at how affordable those games are there still. Like it's just so pervasive that
I mean, like they made like millions of copies, so it's like trash right now. So if you go to like Book Off or Hard Off,
you're there.
The thing that I've been surprised by, Aki, is that I don't really see, and I got one, was the original Super Mario boxed with the manual and everything. I don't really see that. I don't think it's rare, but I don't think it's that common. But they've made so many, But I found one in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it sold like like 3 million or something, right? Units,
right?
And Famicoms are toys, and kids don't keep the boxes or the manuals. Like they just take it out of the box, throw that away, or like it gets lost somewhere, and only the software remains. And then in the back of the software, they put their name on with a marquee or something. And then But still, those are like still all around, like book off and hard off. And I heard there are a lot of better secondhand wholesale kind of thing around in like the outskirts of Tokyo, or even like in the Chiba prefecture. So you need a car to like check around. You can find like vintage Famicoms and for like super cheap actually.
Nice.
So that's something that I'd like to like give it a shot first, and if it looks good, maybe we can like rent a car, or like find a driver and
that'd be cool.
Go around. Yeah.
It seems like, Ed, that it's more of a treatment. You know how we treat the Atari games here in America, like they're cheap and disposable. Yep. It's kind of like that's how the Famicom games are.
It is.
Atari never hit that collectible bump, man. Like they've always just been cheap and disposable.
Yeah, like $1 or $2.
But it was certain games that hit that collectible market.
A couple, like I'm learning, a couple.
There's definitely certain ones that are $300, $400, $500, like box.
Right.
There's certain ones that have reached that, but for the most part, like the Activision games and the Atari produced games, and those are kind of like, the Famicom stuff. It's like, oh, there were a million of these, but there were certain ones that were really, really just like, oh, these are rare right here, and finding them in the box made it even more rare. So yeah, there's definitely that market, and then also the peripherals there's a lot of Atari like joysticks that are like expensive. Just be like the Wicco joystick. Certain Wicco joysticks are like, oh, that's $150 joystick. So it's just certain ones you kind of have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I remember when I had an Atari. When you play too much, you remember the joystick cover, the rubber part.
Yeah,
yeah, it goes out.
Yeah,
and then you have to put it on, but then at the end the rubber breaks, and you have to play with a white stick, which is like painful.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Aki, you went way too hard, dude. Like,
you played it to the nubs, bro.
But like with the Atari one, like some of the rare ones are like the X-rated porn cartridges.
Right.
Those are the rare collectible ones.
Do you collect Atari Scheme by any chance?
Come on, bro.
Bro, hey, Scheme. I gotta show you. I'm not buying it right now, but I gotta show you my Atari 2600. It is like super clean. Like,
so it's mine. I got a mint one in the box.
Oh, like
wow.
And one that I play.
And I bought the rental case so that I could like. So that's for awesome. all my systems, I get the OEM case to hold them in. It's not like a big mess on my wall. I just if I want to play the system, I'll take the case down. And
let me pull something out. I gotta pull something.
Seriously, you would appreciate my collection of systems because my Atari, nobody here is impressed with that. Nobody really cares.
No, those boxes, all that together was amazing. That was the shit, dude. That design. Yeah. I think Atari should be more collectible.
I'm same here because it was my early exposure to video games. I remember when I was too young I was the little kid when Atari was out, and the big kids wouldn't let me play. This is serious stuff. This is a piece of equipment.
Damn! That's it.
Wow.
Oh, that's hard.
That's incredible. That's actually a really nice box too, Steve.
That's pretty much mint in box.
Is the styrofoam broken?
Bro, everything is mint in box.
Brian's like offensive.
You just offended him.
No, Brian's jealous.
I know, dude. I'm so jealous. I'm like, yo, Scheme, what's the address? Oh, that's sick, dude.
Oh, that I've never seen. Wow.
Man, how many games do you think work for that? 5, probably.
5.
Yeah.
Oh
they're all listed on the box.
So that's another gem right there.
It is. Did Paperboy come out for the 2600 or no?
Yeah, it did. It came out late though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the carrying. That's like the case that would be underneath the entertainment center.
So
that's sick. That's sick, dude.
Awesome.
Right, and then take that off.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Wow,
man, dude.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome,
yeah.
Man.
Shit,
that
man.
is hard as fuck.
I wish I had my rental case here. I could compete a little bit.
Put them on the table, gentlemen.
Mine also.
So one of the rarest companies was Zonix. So Zonix made the double ender cartridge.
Wow,
that's sick.
It was like a cartridge,
Oh, that's dope. I've never heard of that.
2 different games, and like one of the
Yeah, for the first time I've heard about it, but
they made
yeah.
a Bruce Lee game, which is one of the ones. But like, yeah, the Zonix double enders. I remember when I used to see ads in video game magazines back in like '83 or whatever for these, but I would never see them in the store because it was like a smaller company, and they were always just rare, and they were always more expensive than every other cartridge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow.
So even trying to find these in the box right now are like difficult. So this one is like Spike's Peak and then Ghost Manor. So
that's crazy.
Wow.
I've never seen this in my life.
That's
yeah,
so
cool.
Man, this turned into kayfabe game. Sorry, Ed.
That's all, no, it's all good, man. That's all good. It's what it's about because it's the Manga Quest crew, man. But you know, we're diverse in our tastes and shit, no doubt.
Right.
And you know, like since we have both parties in the house, plus we have Aki. Aki's the only person that I know personally that had the Neo Geo, like when it came out.
Wow.
crazy.
Oh, what's that?
Nice. The Neo Geo CD.
No, it's a soundtrack for the first Samurai
that's
2.
crazy. That's super rare, Aki. That's super rare, dude.
It even has the voices of all the characters.
That's crazy.
But we have Alika and we have Scheme, and there was some talk about a Neo Geo. There was an exchange. It was a deal that went down. So like, let's hear about that. We talked about it a little bit last time.
So sorry. That was my packing job. I just was so eager to get it out, and I didn't have a box that was big enough. So the box I used was exactly the height of the width of the Neo Geo. So the console was actually touching the walls of the box. So the console itself casing shattered.
Oh no.
So how did you fix that, Scheme? Did you get
Bro, you know how I do. Little bit of glue, little bit of
So you're actually running it.
I'm running it.
Okay, all right.
We're good. We're good. We're good money.
I didn't know if you were gonna have to go find a new console if the board got busted or if
No, so the board was good, and I actually found somebody who's got just the outside case.
Yeah, that's all you needed, right? Is the
So he's like trying to charge up. So I'm like, dude, I'll get one eventually. Like, so no, but we're running. We're up and running. We're good,
man.
Yeah.
How's I tested the controllers just to make sure they work, but those are perfect, some decent controllers too, man.
Yeah. Those are hard body right there. Those are perfect.
Yeah, they're like actual like cat steel, right? They're like steel casing, heavy duty.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, you guys got it 100% right on the previous time you're talking about it. I just couldn't fall in love with the Neo Geo. I know a lot of people are just like beating their screens and like, what's the matter with you? And it's I was not, SNK wasn't my thing as a kid. I would see the Neo Geo cabinet in the arcade and I wouldn't play it. Like there are some things that I'm kind of into from the Neo Geo. Like I love Samurai Showdown, but I have a Super Nintendo, and that's how I interacted with it initially. That's where my sentimentality is.
Right.
So I'm like Neo, and I went through the whole catalog. I don't know if you mentioned it, but I sold a lot of 61 unique, no doubles, a lot of 61 Neo Geo games, and I looked through all of them. I watched playthroughs on all of them, and none of them grabbed me. And Neo Geo is known for their fighting games and for their shooters, right? And I'm such a platformer. Neo Geo has like 3 worthy platformers, you know, and none of them were like scratching that itch for me. So everybody's telling me how dumb I am to not be in a Neo Geo, and I apologize. It's just one of those systems that I don't have a sentimentality for. I know so many people do, and I understand it.
Hey, Scheme, what are you running on it, man?
Bro, come on, it's always going to be Samurai Showdown, like always. Like that's the first thing I pick up. But the other thing, like I'm addicted to, where are you at?
I mean, there's a couple fighters on that system that really, I mean, I can respect them, but I'm not a fighting game guy, so it just wasn't enough to hook me, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of genre fatigue where that's concerned.
Like the fighting games for sure, but yo, I've been addicted to Riding Hero.
You like that game?
I've been addicted to this.
Oh wow, nice man!
I've really been addicted to this. It's dope. Like, you know,
is it like Road Rash, but on Neo Geo style?
Yeah. Yo, this is it's dope, man. It's really dope. So I've been like running this. But you know, Samurai Showdown, and I'm still trying to get a Metal Slug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Slug's got to be pricey, right?
It
yeah,
is.
that first one is impossible. It's like the rarest Neo Geo game, the American release of it.
But Moss
then,
has it.
But they have people made carts, you know, to where you could get them for cheap. Like I have a multi-cart that I use for my Neo Geo, but that still doesn't cover all the games.
Right. Yeah, I want a Metal Slug. Like really.
Yeah.
Aki, what did you have when you had the console?
I bought it because I wanted to play the Fist of Fury.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The special. That was one of the things because, you know, back in the days, like the fighting games were like a thing for all the geeks, you know.
Right.
And one of the things that's great about Neo Geo is that it's the same. What do you call it? The set is actually made from the actual game boards.
The JAMA board, the JAMA. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I had a friend who used to work for SNK, and even she was the illustrator for some of the packages and stuff. But,
oh, that's awesome.
You know, but they were so busy that even those staffers had to come out and then, you know, bring over the boards, the game boards, and put it in the packages, you know, to help shipping and stuff. So for one time, I think it was really crazy and selling like crazy, and so. You know, and so, you know, like Samurai Spirits or like Samurai Showdown was big, and then, you know, like King of Fighters like changed the game for quite a while, and then at that time, because Neo Geo was too expensive to buy the cartridges, the cartridges were usually like 300,000 no 30,000 yen, so that's if like $200 now. I mean, for a retail price, and, you know, like usually when you buy video games, it's like 5,000 or 6,000 yen, so that's like only like $30-40. So, you know, I changed to Neo Geo CD, which was hell, you know.
Yeah. The loading times.
Yeah, the loading time took forever to play one game, so then kind of like, you know, slowed down. But then you have the Sega Saturn, and then you have the, you know, like Dreamcast, which had all of the SNK games, and it was more faster to download and stuff, or like, you know, like load on the ROM. So. But yeah, I mean, you know, it was great to live in those 80s, 90s video game, you know, phenomenal times in Japan, and, you know, like people were like crazy, and, you know, actually like some guys really actually got into a fight after they lose on the fighting game.
Well, and, you know, Aki, I don't know if like you like this show at all, and if this is corny to bring up, but I recently watched High Score Girl, which kind of takes place during the 90s arcade era, and it's centered around a romance, but the background era that it's happening in is just so sentimental, like that. I just ate that show up. It was so good, like the way.
I mean, you know, the romance part is really fictional, but the other part about the arcade, it's very, very non-fictional. I mean, the guy who draws the manga that's based on is really, really a big game, you know, fanatic. You know, the old school video game or the arcade Mikado?
The candy caps?
And there's a one in Takadanobaba and also in Ikebukuro where they have all the old school arcade games.
Right.
Well, Ed, you brought me. We went to this weird like fifth floor place. I don't even know the name of it. Early one morning, like right at opening.
Right.
That place where you were playing Afterburner at, or not after? Was it Afterburner?
Nah, Radmobile, man.
Radmobile. That's yeah. So but they had like a big row of candy cabs in the middle.
So yeah, but that mangaka goes there often, and then I'm gonna send you this link. But that arcade place, you just recently had the tournament of Samurai Showdown.
Wow!
And
awesome.
And all the fights are on YouTube. So
oh, cool.
Yeah, this is a place that Brian, like I've been wanting to take you there every single time. Next time we got to make that happen. Like I said, man, I have this art show that I have debuting here in Pittsburgh, April 6th. And Brian, Scheme, I would love for you guys to come through.
Totally. Yeah,
That'd
I'll
be
be
super
there.
awesome because you guys come through. Then we could do like a week's worth of kayfabe videos, you know, like at the studio, pull out a bunch of stuff from your collections and stuff, and kind of just set that up.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, Scheme, if you play a party, man, I think the Titletown is going on that same night, and
that week, yep.
That could be like one of those great Pittsburgh nights where, you know, like I told them, man, that like I go to bed early, so my my art opening is pretty early. It's like 6 to 8 or something. So it's like after that, just go to Scheme's party.
Yeah,
you know, like right after. Like that'd be sick as fuck. But in my mind's eye, there's going to be two Japan trips again this year.
Totally.
Scheme, do you have your stuff figured out? Like when are you heading to Japan next?
I'm hoping to go back like beginning of May, hopefully. I can make that happen. And then I'm going back in September. And then I'm going back when we all go back.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
Another three trips this year.
That's fantastic, man, because I have two in mind, and the first one's absolutely liquid. There's the Junji Ito thing I definitely want to hit, but you know, that's the last weekend or whatever of April. So we'll be there, you know, like we'll be there in May. So let's try to connect that way. I know you got some stuff going on, Brian, but how about you, Alika?
Right.
Man, are you able to sneak out?
I'm down for at least one of them. I have yen right now just sitting. I got like a whole grip of yen sitting in my filing cabinet.
Just burning a hole in your pocket.
I don't want, because I saw how tourism was like going crazy in Japan right now, and I'm like, the yen is gonna go back up, man. I gotta buy it now while it's low.
Yeah.
So
it's still getting lower.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like 160 yen to the dollar when we were there, which is the worst it's ever been. I've seen it in my life. But right now it's still at like 150. So I bought a grip. I was like,
oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's not a bad time to change the yen right now.
Yeah, I'll go buy some tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll go put in that order.
Me and Pete Moss can't afford that because you know, we're working artists. Like we don't have that.
Dude, the hustle.
Yeah, we're hustling right now.
Yeah.
But
I like how Scheme was like when you asked him about the dates he's going over. He said, I'm like, oh yeah, don't twist his arm. 3 dates, dude. What? Come on.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And really, it's like how long am I going to do each round? You know, and Aki does a lot of work with at least in the past with Tokyo Comic-Con. And did they put out any information about the dates or anything yet? Is that public?
Yeah, it's not public yet, but I have the date, so I'll send you that later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd be
Because
curious to know that too, Aki, if possible.
Yeah.
I won't say anything.
And I'm talking with Pumpy to do a little party for you when you're around before Tokyo Comic-Con, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
shit.
so
That'd be hard.
Aki, would it make sense to do the party in would it make sense to do the party in May, or should we do it in like November, December?
November, December will be ideal if that's possible. And you know, like Skimmy, if you can come and spin the table.
Let's do it.
I don't know how much I have to pay you, but
let's do it. Let's just do it.
yeah, I'll find the middle slug ROM for you.
Kelvin middle slug cartridges.
Scheme, do you have the Line app?
Huh?
Do you have the Line app?
I got Line, I got WeChat, I got WhatsApp.
So
Anything international.
So I'll connect you guys through that if you're not already connected with Aki through Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
We connected to Instagram, but connect us on the online.
If you can make a group online, I'll like sending all the like art shows and
Cool.
you know, and the Tokyo Comic Con dates, and you know, like Skimmy, like you know, like I wrote on the Instagram that they're doing the big robot show in Yokosuka.
Yeah,
which looks super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to check out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ed, I need to borrow some money.
Ask Ed.
I don't know why you're looking over here at me, man. We're like when we go to Tokyo, man, I feel like Scheme Richards comes back to America with more yens than when he went out there.
Right.
I don't know, man. We burnt a lot this last trip.
Yeah, but that's always a baller move too, man. Is like got to thank Aki a whole bunch because always get set up with different little things, man. Where like there's all these little opportunities, and
thank you for that sushi joint. On that note,
oh yeah,
that was an amazing dinner, an amazing time with great people. It was what a beautiful
magical
night, and that's
like that again.
It's just like
you can come too if you like sushi.
It was
awesome. The only reason Scheme didn't come was because he had a show that night, and that was
he's working.
Once again another one of those ridiculously crazy jam-packed days because that was the same day as Fist of the North Star.
Yes,
was it? We hit Fist of the North Star. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been the first day we met then.
Say it again, Scheme.
And Alika.
Was that my 7-hour set that I played that night? Was that it?
Yes. It was that night. So next time.
What a day.
Yeah, playing 7 hours is no joke.
And not to mention, we were sitting in that shitty ass restaurant for like 2 hours while they ignored us.
Yeah.
Aki had to save Rachel.
Right?
That was horrible. One of the worst places in Tokyo. So at least we had a lesson.
Yeah,
but
you know what it was?
Talking, so
it was a way for us to get off our feet for a while. Like we could rejoice in that shit for a little bit. But yeah, like we have to connect offline because Maui Comic-Con is coming up in December. I don't know if you put the dates out into the public.
We haven't put the dates out yet, so
okay, we won't say anything, man. But like I say it again, Scheme.
What month is Maui Comic-Con?
It's going to be in December this year. We're working on moving it out, but we kind of got boxed in by other local cons, so I think we're stuck in December.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that like Tokyo Comic Con might be the same date with Maui Comic Con, because that happened last year.
Yeah. And so that's what I wanted to avoid because obviously we want Ed to come out and everything and make sure that all works out.
Won't happen. Yeah. So we definitely need to
we'll talk via the chat.
Yeah. We still have some time to. I mean, we can't change the date for Tokyo Comic Con, so
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Cool. So guys, it was a cool kind of seeing everybody for a little bit, catching up a tiny bit. I would like to do these streams again in the future and just kind of dig a little bit deeper. Scheme with this new software that we're rocking, man, with some of the stuff from your collection, some of the PDFs and stuff you put together, dude, like a dedicated video on Cartoonist Kayfabe showing off that good stuff.
We'll make that happen.
I'll keep it vague for the moment, but I see it as an important video, as an important kind of cultural thing to put out into the universe, man. So it'd probably be best to time something like that with a book.
I'm working on a book. I'm working on it.
I didn't know if it was okay to talk about an upcoming book, but I am like salivating for that. Following you on Instagram, like just a fraction of your collection is mind blowing.
Yeah, I'm working. I you know what? I'm not dedicating as much time as I should be to it. I get sidetracked, man. Like it's like you're doing one thing and then you get an idea and you're like, oh man, I could flip this idea right now, make some money.
Mm-hmm. You're an artist.
So it's like I need to really buckle down and have some dedication to it and and shoot some photos for it and do some writing. So I'm gonna get to it. My goal realistically is to like launch it the end of the year, just like announce it and then like do maybe like a first quarter springtime release for it of 2025. So that's the goal.
Nice. Like when as things get closer and stuff, keep us in mind and we'll do plenty to promote that project because it touches a lot of presses a lot of buttons for the Kayfabe crowd and stuff.
Right.
And there's nobody else that could speak on that shit. So.
Nah, definitely not. So that's why I need to do it before like the fraud that we talked about one time jumps on.
Totally, man. Cool. So this is a good kind of maiden voyage for me to kind of get my sea legs with this little app. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here. And starting at the top, man, B Moss, why don't you tell people where they could find you?
Yo, you can hit me up at Strange Things Moss on Instagram. I also have an Etsy where you can buy my comics. We got Desert Decay, which is currently what I'm promoting. And I'm working on a new book, which is my first character I made when I was a kid. And so I'm working on that right now. And I've been posting some of the pages online. But, you know, that's...
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
dude, I gotta get that one.
It's an idea from when I was a kid. So I got my new studio. Let's see if we can see that.
That image is very evocative.
Thank you. So yeah, so I got my new studio set up. So just grinding it out. So yeah, look forward to that. So, and always thank you, Ed, for having me. It's always a blessing, and it's good to hang out with the family.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, good to see you, bro.
It's Scheme, we do this stuff on the regular, man. You could always promote, like, you know, the next coming week's parties and shit, man. What do you got going on?
Yeah, man. You can catch me on Instagram at Scheme Richards or my website, nostalgiaking.com. I'm always selling tapes there, records, you know, comics at times. I'll be in Nashville Friday night at Bar Continental Hi-Fi. Then Saturday night, I'm in New York at Studio 151 in the Lower East Side. And, you know, just keep up on me with all the dates. I'm coming to your city, your town, your country, you know, soon.
You gotta get out to Hawaii, bro. You haven't been to Hawaii in a while.
I'm overdue. I'm overdue for Hawaii.
He's hanging out with my neighbor Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, awesome. I was with Dave Chappelle last week? In Miami?
Man. I'm like, dude, you got a good life.
Hell yeah.
You know what the move will be, Scheme, man, is like when we do this little globetrotting session in like November, is like go from Tokyo to Maui. Like
that's the move.
Like straight that way, you know?
Yeah, that's the move.
And then bring your ass there, man, and you know, book some parties on Maui.
Well, I can tie you into the nightlife scene if you want to get.
Let's do it.
He'll never come back.
Else, but
he'll never come back to the Midwest.
Hell yeah!
Oh, no, I like the Midwest. Midwest is dope.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is.
How long is that flight, Alika, from Japan to
Maui is 9 hours.
Man, I'm jealous, dude. I would go back and forth all the time, man. What are you doing?
Yo, I always tell people, if I lived in LA, I'd be in Japan like all the time.
Totally.
Like it's right there.
Yeah, you know? for sure. I was talking to Mossy before we started up the camera, before we started the stream. When he hit me up, when he was boarding the plane to go to Tokyo last round, I drew an entire page of comics. I went to sleep. I got a good night's sleep. I woke up and I was putting some work in on another page of comics. And then I got the text like, yo, we landed. We're heading we're getting something to eat and go to the airport. Like it's that long. It's 13 hours
long, yeah,
for us. And we always have to do a layover.
So right. That's why I always go to LA. I stay in LA for a day, chill out, you know, and then because I don't want to do the
hardcore
travel. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I hate doing that. Like,
well, you travel a lot too, Scheme, so you have to kind of make a lifestyle choices. Like, you know what I mean? Quality of life.
I can leave from Newark and take like the 18-hour from Newark to Japan, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather just go to LA, get some sunshine, hang out for a day, get some tacos, and then catch an 11-hour flight over.
Man, that's a boss move, man.
I think this last time, man, we chose the right day of the week, Brian, and I definitely got to test that theory again because I don't know what that day is. Because I was able to upgrade to first class like both rounds for almost nothing.
Yep, you did the life hack.
Wow.
And so that was
y'all left on like a Tuesday.
I ain't even saying, man. I ain't gonna say on the stream. I'll say afterwards, man, because it felt like such a hack. Because not only that, like it was the same day going to and coming from, and there was no, like when I landed back in the States, there was no big lines at customs or anything. So I was like, we really figured out like the day to travel, and especially around like the holiday situation and stuff like that. It's
Right.
like that's definitely I'm gonna replicate that and test the theory, test the see if it's a scientific law. Alika, let the people know what you have going on, man.
My entire life is ruled by the Maui Comic Con. So if you guys want to follow Instagram, as soon as the last one ends, the next one's planning. You can see behind me. That's a hint at what's happening at this year's 2024 Maui Comic Con. Follow us at Maui Comic Con on Instagram, Maui Comic Con on Facebook, MauiComicCon.com online. And if you guys can make it out, we'd love to see you there. We're definitely going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Turtles in style. Jim Road right there.
Yeah, man.
I just want to also say thank you to all of you guys, because honestly, straight up, that Japan trip was one of the best times in my life and just created so many memories in such a small period of time. And, Ed, B-Moss, your lovely wife, Rachel, Scheme, Aki, Danica. Aki, thank you so much, man, for everything and putting up with me. I know I was kind of drilling you with some questions out there, so I apologize for
no
bothering you so much, man. But
I'm just doing what I can.
I have my grandmother's sisters are out there, and they really want me to. They were kind of offended that I didn't visit them while I was out there the first time, but I didn't. They do not speak English, and I do not speak any Japanese. So I need a translator there. My grandmother is now too frail to go with us to serve as that translator. So they want me to see them next time I'm out there. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but
Google Translate.
Right. That's my only hope. But thank you so much.
Spoil you
guys, man.
I bet they'll cook you some bomb ass food too, man.
Feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to help.
Aki
I might have to invite you to dinner one night, man, just to help me out. If I hope I don't not being too forward in asking, man. But
don't worry,
Aki, you had no clue where your career was going to take you when your mom was keeping you in those English classes, bro.
yeah. So grateful about that. Yeah,
it's a superpower, man.
Aki Sensei, man, tell the people what you have going on. Any forthcoming projects that are going to be out in the States or anything like that?
Most definitely. Yeah, watch for Unico, a manga that's been written by an American writer, Sam Satin, and with my the artist that I represent, Yurihiru. That's going to come out in August from Scholastic.
Cool.
The late Tezuka Osamu's great unicorn kid who's going to save everybody's life. So I'm hoping that it's going to save a lot of people too, especially for the kids. So that's going to come out in at the end of August, and I'm representing a lot of Japanese artists, and so hopefully, you'll see a lot of more Japanese artists that's going to be working in the American industry. I'm on Twitter. I'm never gonna say X. It's Twitter.
Right.
Yeah, fuck Elon. So So I'll be posting those info when it's coming out, and I'm still gonna be blabbing about all the stupid stuff too. So if there's something that I can what do you call it, put out for the people outside of Japan who wants to know some stuff about Japan, I'll be more than happy to share the info and everything. So
what's your handle on Twitter?
It's just Aki Yanagi. So at Aki Yanagi, AKIYANAGI. So feel free to shoot me but you have to be polite. If you be
polite.
Yeah, if you're not polite, I'm gonna block you in a second. So, but anyway, thanks for having me, Ed, and it's always great to see the Manga Quest family. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again soon.
It looks like it's going to be late April or early May.
Sure.
Golden Week.
Golden Week. Golden Week. There's Osaka Comic Con in Golden Week.
Is that true?
Yeah, I have to redeem myself for Golden Week, so I'm up for the challenge. It's gonna be awesome.
So come often. Maybe it's time to think about buying a house for you guys in Japan. So
right.
Come here often.
We're all chipping our pennies.
I'm just saying. Ed's got the most money, so
right.
he gets the big bedroom.
You know what? I was looking, and you could buy places, and you know, it's legal. You know, like any of us could buy places, but there'll be fixer uppers,
Right.
and in order to get them fixed up and to, you know, order the construction crews and all this, like that's where like the loot comes in. Like that's where it gets super expensive. But
Yeah, you know, but you can also like rent it while your guys are not using it and make some little money. So
yeah,
you know, but I'm think the what do you call it? The over tourism is happening, and so it's not not gonna be like that for the next. It's gonna end up soon, so it'll be more quiet.
what's going to end up soon? Tourism's going to
over
bump
tourism.
up.
A lot of people are coming to Japan for
You
tourism.
can feel it, man. Like
Yeah, but
they talk about.
yeah, I feel it's gonna end soon. So
I hope so, because
yeah,
I needed to get back to what it was when I was on there, and it wasn't overkill.
Everybody's saying that it's just a different experience post pandemic, and I regret not being able to have experienced before the pandemic. But now everybody says the same thing, that it's just a totally different experience.
Pre-pandemic, it's still an amazing country, but pre-pandemic, when no one was really going there,
Right.
it was amazing. It was amazing not seeing foreigners there and like bringing that foreigner attitude. And
Yeah, man. I get tight when I see Americans there. I feel like they're infringing on my turf.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel very like connected to like the culture.
Yeah, you
like, what are you doing?
travel all that way to see those assholes.
yeah. I mean, you know, you go to Akihabara, or you go to Shibuya. All I see is foreigners and tourists. You know,
That's it.
I don't see Japanese people buying or like, you know, hanging out, which is
Exactly. It's just like if you look at Harajuku, Harajuku is not cool anymore like it used to be.
Right.
You know, it's like foreigners there all the time now, and like it's not like it's not the fashion capital of like Tokyo anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the fashion and everything was coming out, and it's not that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sure Skimmy, you know all the better places. You know, I mean, you don't have to go to Harajuku to have fun.
Right.
And
yeah, you know,
those places are still unfound. So I'm not gonna say which area is good.
Exactly.
Gatekeeper, bro.
Geek stuff and records for you, Skimmy. So
yeah.
You know, but you know, we still have that. So
yeah, it still exists. We
Yeah,
just gotta make sure these clowns that I always see on Instagram and YouTube, and they'll be like, "Hey, let me tell you about the 10 best places to buy video games." And you're like, "Stop blowing up the spots."
Right.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's nice to have people coming and having fun, but you know, but there's a certain level of things that want to be kept. You know, so
yeah,
exactly.
Well, even the first time we were there, and all you know that we all went. You know, the first time, that was like right after everything opened up. Yeah. So it was still pretty barren or like, you know, non-touristy American during that time.
That was the most barren probably we'll ever have experienced it, man. Because like
the second time around, I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh, it's not like that. That was a special time.
Well, that was Golden Week too. So
right.
It's like you
we go from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Alpha Omega for sure. But you know, let's speak a little bit offline and try to come up with those days, because I don't know about you fellas, within about a month of being back home, I was ready to go head back.
Dude.
Oh, the second I touch down, I'll like seriously, I'm addicted. I need to get back.
And one big thing, I mean, congrats for the art show, Ed. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to make it, but you know, hoping for the best. I'm sure it's going to be like the best show ever in the country anyway. But
don't worry, I'm a bootleg footage. I'm gonna have a video camera in there. And like,
great.
Video camera, and then I'll sell the VHS. I'll sell the VHS for the whole.
Thanks, man.
Brian,
Thanks,
bring your asses to Pittsburgh, man, and we'll
totally, dude. Yeah,
some like Kayfabes with whatever kind of weird shit you guys have in those collections, man.
Dude. Totally. I got a room full of it, so I'm totally down.
But do you have a room full of arcade machines, sir?
Nah, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take the Philly trip to go check that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting a Neo Geo arcade.
The small ones? Yeah.
No.
He wants the SNK cab.
The old school,
the big red joint.
I'm saying there's like a kid size arcade cabinet and the bigger size. Which ones?
Yeah, I want the one that holds the most cartridges, like 4 or 6. I want the best of the best. Like whatever that one is, Aki. I want that one.
Yeah, Brian Moss.
With
Man,
the
you got
memory
the
card
space
slot
for
on
it
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
that's-
send my best to Rachel too, Brian.
Oh
so-
yeah, for sure.
especially for many reasons
Right.
and the things to come, man.
But no, don't let Aki fool y'all. He's an enabler too. He tried to get me to get a virtual cop arcade machine while I was in Japan.
And you didn't? And you didn't?
I didn't know how to get it
Man.
back.
Yeah,
I was
shipping
thinking
would have
about
been
how
That
can
was
I
like
trade it.
$50, $100, right? I mean, one of the guns were like disconnected, but still, you know.
Hey, Scheme Richards, what's the name of our Instagram thread called?
What is
Yeah,
it?
call him out, dude.
What's the name?
What the Ed Fail one? What was it?
The one me, you, and Ed.
What is
the
it, B. Moss?
RC.
Oh. Yo, all right, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
The RC Godzilla, like
Yeah, no.
they got to earmark that for you, dude.
It's still there.
So you didn't get that then?
Nah,
No,
bro.
because Moss was like, "Yo, I'll get it and I'll send it to you," and he never did. So
Oh,
fail.
let's go back. Let's go back to the thread.
I did say that though, but there was a different. He was like, "No, I don't want it now. I don't want it. Don't let him fool you."
I'll get it eventually.
Hey guys, let's do this again next week, maybe.
For sure.
Done and done.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
All right,
Yeah.
peace.
Peace.
Right.
Oh man.